Ashley Larson from the chat. How was anyone making the claim that Stefan's parents enable his behavior? There are victims as well. Ashley Larson, I will have to disagree with you. I think they created this monster, and there's something in their background, in their parenting or lack thereof of the skills that created this monster. So I cannot agree that they're victims. This is was taken from Jennifer Soto's phone. There were messages between Jennifer and Stefan, 2:25:24, starting at 23:39 hours, that stated the following. Jennifer texts Stefan, make sure she goes to bed right now. So that's 23:39 hours, which is 11:39 p.m. Stefan replies, okay, sweetie, good night. 23:39, Jennifer replies, good night. 23:40, Stefan texts Jennifer, she built her nest and she's settling in now. Jennifer replies, okay, good. To me, that sounds like code. It really absolutely sounds like a code between them, that they were like speaking in code. And it just seems like to me she knows something's going on and she's not saying it.
Billy, yeah, she does. She does. It is strange. And we've kind of theorized that perhaps this text messaging is maybe code, or it's also there maybe to clear them of any suspicion that if something happens, that, oh yeah, look, they're watching her. Jennifer is actually awake, and she's actually being a mother. It probably is, we would think, based on the time frame that she says she got back to the house from her training job with Disney, that it was late at night. She missed the party. They talked for just a short period of time, like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, not even. There was no celebration, a little celebration for Maddie at the house with the mom present. She missed everything. Stefan missed everything. And then they go to bed. I'm not sure why. It could be possibly that Maddie didn't want those arrangements, and maybe she had to be convinced of those arrangements, or something had already happened and they're trying to cover up. You don't know, but it is rather odd. I agree. The verbiage seems rather odd.
Let's put it back up on the screen here.
Jen Soto texted Stefan Stearns, make sure she goes to bed right now. Stearns responded, okay, sweetie, good night. Jen responded, good night. 1 minute later, Stefan texted Jen, she's built her nest and she's settling in now. Jen responded, okay, good. There's also health app data from Maddie's phone that shows her movements from Sunday night to Monday morning. That Sunday night at 11:19 p.m., the report says that Maddie's phone took 31 steps and climbed 1 floor, which matched the time when Jennifer sent Madeline and Stefan upstairs to go to sleep. There's no more activity from the health app listed until the next morning. At 7:05 a.m. on February 26th, Maddie's phone took 113 steps. 10 minutes later at 7:15, the phone takes 50 steps. And then there's no other health activity on that phone until 10:55 a.m. when Stefan arrived home to the residence. One of Maddie's friends also told police that she would have a text from Maddie every morning when she woke up. But not on the morning of February 26th. Maddie's best friend said she did not receive a text from Maddie. One of Jen Soto's female roommates was later interviewed and said she went to sleep around 2:30 that morning, and she said she was hearing noises coming from Stefan's room. She described the noise as someone putting stuff on a table, but in order for her to hear those noises, it would have to be significant based upon the noise would have to travel through 2 doors across the hallway. That same roommate said she saw Stefan that morning after she went downstairs around 10:30 a.m. and described Stefan as acting odd, going upstairs and downstairs and out of the apartment that morning. Stefan was also washing clothes that morning, which she had never seen him do before. Police searched the condo where Maddie lived with her mom.
Mike, that is that piece of evidence right there. I think she was murdered about 2:30 in the morning.
Right.
And the phone, the steps on the phone, he was just carrying her phone.
Right.
And
Right.
she wasn't carrying it because she was dead.
Right.
And the mystery that we all don't know is how he was able to get her from the upstairs to the car without being seen. That is the big mystery that no one seems to know. And then everyone always points to this, that the one white Croc was found in Jennifer Soto's room, and the other white Croc was found in the dumpster with her backpack and her laptop. So some are thinking that this is really nefarious, that she was murdered in Jennifer's room, which would mean that Jennifer knew or maybe even took part in it.
Right. Yeah, that Croc by itself looks, because of the position, one in the garbage in the dumpster and the other in Jen's room, that looks really bad because you can't explain away how that got into your room. She would wear two of them. She'd have two of them on her feet and they would match. So you got to have one of them is in the dumpster. Wait a minute. How did the other one? The other one must have fallen off her foot. So it fell off her foot because, and it must have fallen off her foot, or it was taken off her foot in Jennifer's room. That looks really bad. So that's very telling. It's not, it doesn't seem like a huge deal until you and me and a cop start looking at it. We're like, well, wait a second, time out. That's a bad sign. Then you look at that in that app, the fitness app, where there's absolutely not a single step taken by poor Maddie that's recorded on her phone after that early morning, 7 o'clock. So there's nothing after that. So, you know, he had that in his pocket and then he put it down. And so therefore anything else that he says after that, just based, you know, whatever excuses he gives, just based on the fact that that app does not record a single step by Maddie, you know, she's already passed away by that point. Yeah. These little things add up to, they're all circumstantial, but they add up to a lot of good, convincing evidence that poor Maddie was deceased early that morning. And there's a possibility, distinct possibility, that perhaps somewhere along the line, Jennifer may have participated in maybe helping take Maddie out of the apartment, put her in the car, or at least maybe helped get her dressed or something nefarious like that.
Absolutely. Tracy Taylor, love Mike. What happened to Phil? There's too much love for Mike in this channel.
Thank you.
Well, what happened? Phil's running around all over Brooklyn picking up cannolis. I don't know. We asked Phil. Phil's been too busy to come on the show of late. Guilty of crime at Spread Butter. You all right? I see all these new names in the chat, folks. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and join the Police Off the Cuff family. Okay, Miss Girl. Will they separate the trials for the CSAM and then for the murder? Yes, they will. The first trial is going to be for the 60 felonies. I'll describe it as that. The second one will be for the capital murder. AJ Hartung from the chat. Their standard of living for a pair of disabled, basically unemployed and unemployable individuals was inexplicably high. And Jen certainly spent, and Stefan, an expenditure was outrageously high. Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly how they lived.